I'm pretty sure because you're a felon, you can't get things in your name. Okay? All right? I know that you're a convicted felon. You probably can't get stuff in your name, but I'll help you. All right? I want you to get your own place with you and your baby. You chill out for a minute. I don't know if that boy wanted you to sit down and be a stay-at-home mom for a minute and, so you can start progressing or what. But they say you making a good bag over there on Snapchat, or whatever it is. You should be able to chill out and just focus. Because we don't want you to go back to jail. All right?
Excuse me, sir, what are you guys arresting her for?
A whole other charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
Yeah. I love you down for real. And I be ignoring every time you try to speak up against me or about my kid. The last time you spoke up against me was like, show us something. Show him holding a bottle up or something. And then shortly after, your son. It doesn't feel good, does it?
Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody could tell me to stop talking fucking thing I see in the media, okay? I done forgot I was on TikTok. Now I'm cussing you out. I don't give
For nice to see you once more, to put it gently. Tia Kemp has gone all out on Chrisean Rock and is done being polite. Tia finally snapped after being silent for far too long and decided to do something no one had expected her to do. She called Child Protective Services and made a formal accusation that Chrisean was unfit to care for her kid. You heard it right, you see. There has been a minute of chaos around Chrisean's name, from violent altercations to unpredictable behavior. But this most recent behavior is making me quite anxious. What had caused Tia to lose it, however? It went beyond the usual pranks. Tia reportedly got into a fight with Chrisean over her own son. Things go too far at this point. Tia's son was stabbed not long ago. According to rumors, Chrisean had the gall to accuse him and even confront him instead of showing concern. Tia was not going to let that slip her mind. She took to social media to express her annoyance at Chrisean's behavior, calling it reckless and disturbing. Support for Tia is also coming from her supporters, who think that someone ought to intervene to improve that son's situation. Tia is spearheading the effort to hold Chrisean responsible, since this could be the start of a bigger problem.
Chrisean, a hard head will make a soft. I was just waiting for Auntie Tia to come, and she came. Like she said what she said.
Get one thing straight. Maybe Chrisean Rock would like to brag about being natural, wild and unpredictable. But as far as real street certified women are concerned, she just picked the incorrect one. Because Tia Kemp isn't just a talker, she's the blueprint. Chrisean's performance has been the greatest lately. The streets are chaotic, the internet is noisy, and it's just plain everywhere. But she clearly forgot who she was playing with. Tia Kemp embodies what it means to be a day one fighter. She has played this game, survived, and built her name without engaging in any clout chasing. She just poked Chrisean, a sleeping behemoth. Now that CPS has arrived, the internet is watching like reality TV. People have been suggesting for the past minute that Chrisean needed a wake-up call. That someone should, just maybe, step in and tell her that there's a son involved. It's not just about feeling good and going viral anymore. Bet? I got this. Tia Kemp said immediately upon realizing that. Supporters are split. Some say that it's long overdue. Tia was deemed inappropriate by some. One thing is clear, though. Her confusion was just observed by someone who isn't scared of China. She might also start cleaning up her app instead of blaming the world because Instagram likes. And those cameras don't generate boys.
Chrisean, is you cool? You need to learn how to insult better, because how I asked Tia, oh, it don't feel right, huh? You mentioning and being concerned about my son hitting milestones and then your son gets stabbed. That don't feel right, huh? Well, she would know. She didn't put her baby health in danger. Another person did. You put your baby health in danger. Like what? Like deflection much? You make no sense, honey. And it's because you a manipulator. And not only you a manipulator, you're a manipulator the way Blueface manipulate your ass. You think that you can come with all the mind games that he do to you to the masses, and people supposed to fall for that because your dumb ass fall for his. And another reason why you are now currently getting on everyone's nerves is because, for one, you ran out that sympathy juice that you was getting 2-3 years ago.
It's hard to figure out when or even if Chrisean Rock will ever wake up. Because the crazy behavior, the chaos, and the messy drama that used to get her sympathy and clicks are working less well. While the internet may have helped in the past, people are more impatient these days. And her inner circle is no different, despite all of the years she has been in the spotlight. With interviews, fan support, exposure, and even money, she still lacks a strong foundation, which is astounding. We mean a physical place that she can call her own when we say foundation. The idea that Chrisean, who has always been well-liked for couch hopping, is still prevalent in everything under the sun. Recently, she broke down in tears on the internet, while informing her supporters that Blueface had kicked her and her child, Junior, out after he was released from prison. She claimed that he left them as if it had happened overnight. People were first in disbelief, wondering how he could have betrayed her so severely after everything they had experienced. But Blueface wasn't going to let that story continue unchecked. Without speaking out, Chrisean just stayed a few days there. But he produced a video demonstrating the place and replied with full receipts. To say it was ugly would be an understatement. There are toppled items, trash piles, and dishes everywhere. There seems to have been a storm. Everyone suddenly understood why he would have said, "You've got to go." Persuasion said this a long time ago, and she has her own drama with Chrisean. Chrisean is unclean and disrespectful of others' personal space, but that was a very different situation after watching the video. Now we see why he did what he did. And this girl needs to grow up ASAP, followers said in disbelief. Chrisean was so bold as to say it wasn't just her fault, that house was destroyed, like really, instead of just admitting her mistake and taking responsibility. She tried to turn the tide and place the blame again. Normally, this would be written off as Chrisean Rock's typical chaos, but not this time. People have had enough of it. Chrisean's refusal to take accountability for anything is becoming increasingly clear. Now, her activities are affecting others besides herself. Her closest friends and relatives are starting to feel the effects, especially her little boy, Junior. Online, many have started to voice their opinions, saying she has to stop performing and start behaving more like a parent, not just a famous person. Following online criticism of her parenting choices, Chrisean started to show up everywhere with Junior, like everywhere. She also brought him along when she got her hair done, carried him to church, and let him unwind on her lap during live feeds, as if she were multitasking. And while it's good to spend time with your son, others are pointing out the real issue here. It's not necessarily a bad thing that people can already tell Junior might be having some developmental issues. Many parents manage it, and with the right care and support, those situations can improve. The internet is upset because Chrisean seems to be putting routine medical exams and physical therapy last. Even if she has no problem showing off Junior by taking him to events, salons, and cameras, she seemed to be taking on just enough to qualify as involved. But she is failing at the real parenting, the behind-the-scenes work, which takes time, organization, and focus. Now, others are questioning whether she is actually putting his needs first or just trying to keep up one's public image. While they are not trying to criticize her, fans are demanding better. Because if your name is always in the news, but your priorities don't seem to line up, people will speak up. It isn't about being perfect, it's about showing that you're putting in a lot of effort, especially for a son who might need more help. Perhaps she is taking Junior to the doctor and just choosing not to post about it, is one of the comments left by some of Shein's admirers. Let's be honest, that doesn't add up, especially because this is the same Shein who spent her entire pregnancy on the internet. Please don't assume that she suddenly became private after all of her appointments, feelings, and pushes. She had cameras in the delivery room, gave full access to her maternity moments, and even put the boy on display a few days after giving birth. However, she withdrew when people began criticizing her for failing to handle her son's health, and then she quickly came out once more. I resumed posting Junior as if nothing had occurred. It's damage control, even though her son can walk and talk. She is now defending herself online once more, saying that he just doesn't do it while she records. What? That's what is she staying incredulous? Fans questioned. How does that even make sense? When he is not on camera, he is allegedly chatting and doing laps, but when he is on camera, he is mute and being carried. Nobody is saying she ought to share a thorough account of her son's development online. On the other hand, some people advise against gaslighting the same audience that has been present.
My son walking, my son talking, and my son eat. Just because I don't display that internet, I don't give a proving anything to y'all, bro.
And then you got on the live stream where you in the bathroom talking about something. My son can walk, my son can talk, my son can eat. girl, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know if you're just delusional or you are just that, like, lying just comes to you that naturally. Your son can't hold his head up. That child is not talking. I don't care what you say. Oh, I just don't show that just because I don't display it. You don't display it because it's not happening, girl. Like, I'm so sorry. You act like the rest of us don't have children and don't know what child development looks like. Girl, that baby can't hold his own head up. There's no way that child is walking.
But this is where things start to go wrong. It goes beyond Chrissy possibly not giving her baby the treatment he so clearly requires. She is now accused of neglecting him entirely, in order to engage in back-and-forth arguments with Blueface. As though it were her full-time job, some people, with knowledge of the situation, claim that she has been so consumed by all of this turmoil that her child has been left out in the cold. And then there was the moment that rocked the internet, indeed. She received a formal ban from Twitch. For what reason? For allegedly she left her son sitting in the car for hours, while she was inside yelling and live streaming. Additionally, it has been alleged that the platform's own employees had to pull the boy out of the automobile. At that point, fans were furious and questioned, what the hell is going on? Why do you have time to go live for clout and beef with your ex, but not to make sure your son is safe, comfortable, and taken care of? People immediately started criticizing it, saying that this was not only careless but irresponsible. And now that Twitch has officially fired her, it seems like the consequences are finally getting to her.
Nah, I can call you later so you can do what you gotta do.
No, you don't gotta call me later. I just don't want to argue. You can stay on the phone.
I guess you busy, so I'm gonna call you later.
Huh? I'm not busy at all.
Yeah, I guess you busy, so I'm gonna call you later.
I'm not even busy.
Like,
Okay.
babe,
Kiss me right now.
I'm not busy.
I gotta
I'm
call
not
you later.
busy. I'm not busy. I'm about to put a baby in the car. Is that okay? Do you mind taking him to the car? Thank you. Do you mind taking him to the car? Thank you.
Point. It's getting very difficult to defend Chrisean or argue that she just doesn't comprehend what's going on. During that now viral phone discussion with Blueface, he genuinely told her multiple times to get off the phone and go pick up Junior. And what did she do? She told him straight out that she was not doing anything important and carried on as though nothing had happened. The video's content shocked those who watched it. It seemed as if she didn't realize how terrible that looked or didn't care. Furthermore, it's absurd when a streaming platform like Twitch takes on greater responsibility than the parent. Twitch staff had to step in and take over what she should have done immediately. It says a lot at that point. Auntie Tia Kemp had to intervene and provide some much-needed historical context. She wasn't going to ignore what she was seeing when it happened. And if you know Tia at all, she's been through it herself as a parent of a kid. She has first-hand experience with the turmoil of the music business. She therefore talks from experience rather than only opinion. Tia also didn't hold back. She sternly advised Sheen to quit pretending that everything was fine and to start taking her son's care seriously. She told her to act like a parent, take Junior off social media, and stop performing for the internet. And that received applause, to be honest.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this nicely. Chrisean need to go sit down somewhere, and she need to get this baby some help. She need to get herself some help. She need to stop engaging with all this internet shit and beef and all this shit and keep back and forth with that boy lying and playing on y'all mind. Cause she ain't never played on mine. I don't pay her no attention. I already know she fucked up in the head. But it's making me mad that this baby can't get down and walk. And I'm looking at him right here. It's clear that things are wrong with him. So why she ain't taking this baby, I don't get this. But we don't know what she's doing behind closed doors. We don't.
Kemp wasn't saying anything outlandish. She told the truth for months. Many people have been expressing exactly what she said on the internet. She didn't want to make Chrisean look bad. She was actually being polite this time, gently reminding her that she needs to get up because Junior is alone right now for a while. But instead of embracing the realization and doing some real self-reflection, crying came out swinging. She made the conversation personal and swung far to the left. She gave Tia a stern reprimand, mocking her for being concerned about her own house, especially after her kid was stabbed. Chrisean made a determined attempt to alter the situation by saying that if Tia wanted others to sympathize with her and pray for her and her child during trying times, She should have kept quiet instead of voicing her thoughts. She acted as though Tia had no right to speak because her own situation wasn't ideal either. But here's the problem. Nobody is perfect. Furthermore, Tia didn't come from a chaotic environment. She was speaking as an adult mother who had been through a lot and hoped the boy would have a better life. That's the difference. Although it was obvious that the advice was sincere, Chrisean interpreted it as an assault. She had an opportunity to pause and learn something, but instead she doubled down and missed the message.
It doesn't feel good, does it? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. If you got a kid, right? Okay. Don't stop passing judgment. I love you down. You funny. But come on now, stop speaking on me. For real. Stop speaking on me.
Chrisean really went too far when she suddenly popped off like that. Let's be honest, nothing Tia said was rude or offensive. The majority of folks really thought she kept it much more elegant than they had expected. Considering everything that has been going on, her pace wasn't slow. She had no intention of gaining influence. She was giving sage advice from a responsible adult, and worry was the driving force behind it. And the fans aren't the only ones expressing this. Even Blueface's own mother, Miss Carissa, came in a hurry to see how Chrisean was doing. Carissa, of all people, had to step in and call her out when she came sideways at Tia. If Carissa is taking the initiative to defend someone else's parenting advice, you know it's extremely serious, Carissa said. Chrisean could have just listened, instead of trying to clap back and stir up drama, which was a common sentiment, as it's clear that the message wasn't meant to offend. They were intended to wake her.
I think that what she said from an auntie's perspective, because what we have to remember is that it's a public situation. So when you make a situation public, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I thought that was an auntie giving a niece advice, and per usual, there was nothing but hatred spewed as a response.
Furthermore, rather than just making recommendations, Tia Kemp seems to have actually done something about it. According to rumors, Tia accused Chrisean of failing to nurture her son properly when she phoned child services. Now that's serious. Furthermore, the internet did not immediately support Chrissy. Unlike in the past, absolutely not. Finally, after months of repression, people are starting to express themselves and change their habits. We're seeing comments like, "I wish they'd stop pushing Chrisean Rock onto the public on the internet. It was my earnest desire that I would never see her again." Some are drawing attention to the hypocrisy, citing Chrisean's repeated assertions that Blueface doesn't give a damn about their son, despite the fact that she isn't exactly behaving model-like herself.
Tell you something, ain't nobody could tell me to stop talking fucking thing I see in the media, okay? I done forgot I was on TikTok, now I'm cussing you out. I don't give if I see something on the blogs and I come across it and I see something and I want to say something, I'm gonna comment and I'm gonna say something.